There was a question in Discord. Hello, everyone. How do we run workflows? Do we run the workflow in a function and execute it every time we want it to run? Well, you'll need a workflow engine and a workflow runner, I think. Forget the exact. Let's look at packages, effect, test, unstable. Where's workflow? So you'll need the layer for your workflow definition, and then you'll need a workflow engine implemented.
Yep.
And I think that that's really all you need to run workflows. But
Yep.
generally, you would like. Go ahead, Mattia. Sorry.
I would say that there is generally like the effect workflow one is baked by the cluster workflow engine, which will run basically behind the scene on effect cluster. You can run, there is a single cluster. I don't remember every time. I remember there is inside there is something called single cluster. It is basically running a cluster with a single node and persistence in there. I wanted just to ask, in your question, you mentioned, do we run the workflow in a function and execute it every time we want to run this within a function? Do you mean an environment like a Lambda function, or you do mean a function like in the programming sense of a function? It's not clear to me. I don't know if for you, Maxwell, is clear.
For the single runner thing, I pulled up the layer that Mattia was talking about for the single runner. This is like the layer you could use if you want to set up a single node effect cluster that can be used for running workflows. This is like useful if you only have one node and you want to like test things out. You can configure it. And then Mattia, I agree with you. I think we need more information from the user to answer the question. But generally, you need a workflow engine. You can use cluster to be the backing.
Backend implementation.
Yeah, I mean not the workflow engine per se, but like I think cluster, you're right, does have a workflow engine here. So you could use the cluster variant. But yeah, I think we need some more information about the use case. I wonder if there's any tests with cluster workflow engine. Let's see.
I think yes, there should be, if I recall correctly.
Here we go. It should run a workflow. So you could look at these tests if you want to get an idea of how to use the cluster workflow engine. So hopefully for Warrior Wayne, that's enough for you to go on to understand how to use workflows. I would look at these tests here. They'll give you an idea of the different layers you could plug together as well, because the test workflow layer obviously has testing things in it, right? So where are we? Let's go to test workflow layer. So this has like a bunch of like the test workflows in it, and then it has like the test workflow engine, which is test workflow engine here. So this can give you an idea of some of the layers you'll need to include or might want to include if you're building up like the stuff for cluster. Some of these may or may not be necessary, but all of the like the test, these ones are designed for running tests, right? So they're all going to be like things that are in memory.
I think that if you use the single cluster runner, you can get rid of almost all of them. You just need the cluster workflow engine and the single runner, because internally the single runner has parameters to specify the baking persistence for runner storage. Here you go. You can see memory, SQL, and you can also specify the sharding config. But behind the scene, it will provide for you sharding, the runners, the message storage based on the layer that you have choose of persistence. So yeah, that's one of the beauty of Effect, that you can like parameterize everything and say, okay, I want my own cluster running on this environment with this dependency. I
I can
had
only
that. I even had at some point a cluster implementation that worked in a browser using the message broadcast channel, but was way too insane to ship.
maybe in the future.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully that's enough to get you going, Wario. Let us know in Discord if you need more help.